In a small village deep in Africa, the lives of Zui and Kofi were shaped by the complex pattern of fate. Zui was the owner of a famous catering company, and people from all over the village spoke of her culinary skills. Kofi was a successful man working at a bank in the capital, Nairobi. One evening, while Zui was preparing food at a village event, she met Kofi. Kofi praised Zui's cooking and handed her his business card, saying, "You can call me for any event." At that moment, Zui felt a connection beyond her current work, and their friendship gradually turned into love. Soon after, Zui and Kofi got married. Their wedding became an unforgettable event that the villagers watched with great interest. Zui's skill in the kitchen had won Kofi's heart. Shortly after, Zui became pregnant, and they had a daughter named Iona. During this time, with Kofi always by her side, Zui gave her life a new direction. Zui's 22-year-old brother, Bakari, came to live with Zui and Kofi while preparing for university exams. At first, Zui was uncomfortable with Bakari's involvement in their private life, but she didn't voice her concerns, fearing her family's objections. Over time, Bakari earned Zui's trust by helping her, and he became Iona's caretaker. Zui thought Bakari was kind-hearted and helpful. However, soon, the dangerous desire within Bakari began to emerge. Iona started forming a strange bond with Bakari when left alone with him. Zui thought it was just a passing phase. One weekend, Zui had to go to work. At that moment, Bakari saw it as an opportunity to leave Iona alone at home. Iona, still a small baby, trusted Bakari. However, over time, Bakari began leaving Iona alone and carrying out his malicious actions. While Zui continued with her work, she noticed a change in Iona. The little girl's mood was getting worse. She often cried and seemed restless. One day, when Iona fell ill, Zui's suspicions grew. She immediately called her husband and took Iona to the hospital. The doctors revealed a shocking truth. Iona had contracted chlamydia, a sexually transmitted infection. This was a complete disaster for Zui. She realized that this illness could have resulted from someone abusing her. During a time when she thought everything and everyone was safe, it was difficult for Zui to accept the harm that had been done to Iona. Zui decided to observe the caretaker more carefully. One weekend, when Zui returned from work, she secretly came back home to find out what Bakari was doing. The atmosphere in the house was strangely quiet. She slowly approached Bakari's room, and when she opened the door, the scene she saw felt like the world was crashing down. Iona was crying, and Bakari was caught in the act. Unable to control her anger, Zui immediately removed Bakari from the room to protect Iona. Kofi returned home shortly after. Zui explained everything that had happened to him. Kofi was in a great dilemma, but he eventually decided that Bakari had to leave the house. Zui considered resolving it through legal means, but Kofi didn't want the family relationships to be damaged by this situation. Together, they decided to build a more stable life to keep their daughter Iona safe. After Bakari left, Zui tried to move on from the pain, realizing that the safety and well-being of her family had become the most important thing. Soon after, Zui and Kofi decided to leave the village they had lived in and move to a different place to create a safer environment for Iona. To heal their own wounds and give their children a better future, they began attending therapy. Dear mothers, your children are your most precious possessions. Safety comes above all else. Always pay attention to your daughters. Protect them. Their innocence is priceless, and it is your duty to safeguard it. Remember, sometimes the person you trust the most can cause the deepest wound. That's why you must always listen to your conscience and be careful.